in the morning. I wake up to fight for my yearnings. Fear in my mind is a warning. Pray to the one you're relying. I've been wandering all day. I tried to be fine, but I can't be. The noise in my mind wouldn't leave me. I tried to get by, but I'm burning. And behind my mind, it runs. All these thoughts have troubled me. Fighting to give up my pain. Fighting to be on my lane. My mind running to the other side. When it's time to leave my life, then it tries to take me out. Tell you what I need. Right, yeah. I really need time now. I need to free mind now. I really need more now. I need to free my mind now. I really need time now. I need to free mind now. I really need mine now, yeah. This is the peace that you cannot buy. Send me a love that you cannot mix. One is the joy that you cannot waste, and the other one price that you cannot fix. This is the peace that you cannot buy. Finding a way where you cannot see. Man with this system, he cannot pray. I need to find release. But behind
Good evening, everyone. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Tonight's stream is a informational stream, ladies and gentlemen. So this will be the time where we'll be able to answer any questions, comments, or concerns for tonight's event. All discussion will be held live on the stream. So no, we won't have to do a Discord call or anything like that. Everything discussed will be here on the stream. I will then also upload all this information to YouTube as well, so that everything we discuss will forever be there, okay? So we'll begin shortly. Much love to you guys, and happy Wednesday.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, I don't, yeah, oh no. I might be falling deep. 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 Tell me now what you need. I've been going to God when I'm all in my mind. I might be falling deep. Falling deep. I might be falling. I
might be falling. I might be falling deep. Hey, what's going on, you guys? Much love, much love. No, this is not. It's going to be crossplay. So no, it's not. Most people, I think, in our community right now play on they play on the PlayStation for the most part. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Those that are here, I appreciate you. So we're going to be talking today, just like it's a meeting, informational meeting. Let me see if I can get some little bit of jazz music, because I know, my little voice may be irritating. So let me see if I can get something. Let's see what we got. Let's see what this sound like. So today's meeting, I'll be going over pretty much all of the information for the DVD tournament that will take place on next month. Also, ladies and gentlemen, the agenda for tonight's event. Ooh, that's real jazzy. The information for tonight's event will be, it is on the Discord. So let's see here really quickly. So if you go on the Discord under Captain's Interest Meeting, the Monstrous Monday PDF file should be there. and that will be basically all of the information for tonight's agenda. Okay, so I'm going to begin. Let me mute Leaf. I don't know if y'all can hear Leaf. I was watching Leaf stream. So I'm going to go ahead and begin. So if you want to follow, that is where you can go to get the information to follow us, follow along with us tonight. So the very first thing we're going to discuss is team formation. So I want you guys to remember that you need to have a team of at least four members on it minimum. Okay, we are going to probably max it out at a certain number. I'm not sure of what that number will be as of yet, but as of now, you will need to have 4 players, and we'll be starting signups tonight. So when you sign up tonight, you need to have at least 4 players on your team. I advise you guys who are captains to probably take notes, because unless you refer people to the YouTube video, once I post it, you're going to have to explain this to your team, because I won't have an informational meeting again. Okay? So once the event begins next month, after your roster is created, your roster is locked with those survivors, killers, whomever that you have on your team. You will be locked with that team for the whole duration of the tournament. Now, how the tournament will work is it will be a 8-person tournament or 8-team tournament, which then after all the 8 teams have been put into the bracket, I will shuffle the bracket. Every week we'll do a round. So the first round is the quarterfinals. So that will be the first week. The second week we'll do the semis, and then the third week we'll do the grand finals. I wanted it to be really short so that we can see how this first one flows. And if it flows well, hopefully the goal is that it'll attract more people, more teams. And then by the time we move into the next tournament, I'll be able to open it up to a top 16 team tournament. But that is the reason why we're starting off small. So that is how it will go. Starting off, it's a single elimination. That is correct. So how it will work is we'll be back playing best of 2s, best of 3s, best of 5s. That will be as far as killers. So there will be either 2 killer games, 3 killer games, or 5 killer games, contingent on where we are in the bracket. When we open up the bracket and it gets larger, we'll probably be doing best of 1s and stuff. It'll be a lot shorter, meaning we'll only do 1 killer per team, stuff like that. Okay, how it will work is with your team, for instance, if you have a team of 4, one team or team A will be the killer team and team B will be the survivors. So basically, we'll get into it later. You want to choose your best killer for whatever killer is chosen for that week for your specific matchup and team, and whoever's the best person, thank you Taz for the sub, much love. Whoever's the best person for that particular killer, that's who you want to throw out there in the match for that particular killer selection. And then you want to throw out your best 4 survivors pretty much, or however you want to do it in order to make sure that you succeed and win at the end. There are points given and scores and all of that, and we'll go through that later on in tonight's conversation. Okay, so that's how the teams are set up and formulated. You'll create your own teams. So if there are captains that are currently in the room, what I would need, because we're starting signups tonight after the meeting, I'll create it in the Discord. Our meeting won't be long at all. It won't be long. I won't keep you here forever. So after the meeting, we'll begin the signups with the 8 teams. It'll be invitational, so it can be more than 8 teams on there, but it will be invitational. I'll choose 8, and that will be who the team. So you want to make sure whoever signs up for your team is available every Monday night at 7. Mondays at 7 p.m. are the event nights for this event. Mondays at 7 p.m. Okay, Eastern Standard Time. So you want to make sure that you have enough people so that if you need to substitute somebody prior to the next week's event or whatever, that you have enough people on your team to do so. Okay. So let me see. Teams we talked about. Next, let's go over voice channel really quickly, and like again, today's agenda is on. I'm not going to have the agenda sitting up, but it is on the Discord under the captain's meeting section if you want to follow along. The next thing is, let me go back to make sure I ain't got to say nothing else about teams. Let me go, because I started off rough. Okay, so again, the event will happen weekly for 3 weeks. The first event, when we do a top 16, it'll be longer. It'll probably be like a 6 to 8 week event when we do top 16. It will happen every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Streamed here on Twitch. 8 teams, single elimination, best of 1, 2, 3, 5. However we format it until the finals, it will be listed on the bracket. And like I said, meaning each team will play, if it's like best of 1, for example, each team will play a game of 1 killer and 1 survivor, pretty much. I do tend to have a prize pot that will be crowd funded. Okay, so I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anything for that part. Nope. Okay, so the voice channel. So let's switch back over to the Discord really quickly. And let me bring my camera up. Let me see. Is my camera... Let me turn the time off. Oh, I ain't got no camera on this one. Let's switch. This one has the camera on it. Okay. There we go. So let's take this off. Okay. So over here on the right side are the voice channels for the fights. So your team name will be here when it's up. So for instance, let's say it's Team Wolf versus Team Taz. Okay, for instance, I'm using them as an example. So Team Wolf will be 1 and their name will be there. Team 2 will be Team Taz. Okay, for instance. All of the people that are playing on that night have to sit in the Discord during the entire match. This is to make sure that when you guys are in here, you can't stream snipe and shit like that. So unfortunately, if you're playing and your match is up, you're not going to be allowed to watch the stream while your match is up. Okay, so I will be having designated moderators also. The moderators will sit in the rooms just to listen in. They ain't gonna talk to y'all or nothing, but they're gonna make sure that no one is cheating or trying to give away any informations or anything like that. So that's what the team voice channels are for. It is mandatory to have your entire team that is playing for the night to be in these rooms. If the people do not want to be in the Discord in these channels, then they're not going to be allowed to play. It is mandatory and it's a part of the rules in order to make sure that the event is as evenly done as possible as far as balance with the event and fairness. Okay, because we know it's easy to assess the stream, so people can go on the stream, lurk in the stream, be like, oh, you know, he's here, whatever. We don't want anything like that. We're just having fun. So this is a means of eliminating that. There will be penalties, deductions, and disqualifications for rules that are broken. And once I find out who the captains are, I will email the captains the rules. Oh, y'all still in ad? Oh my gosh. Yes, you can stream on your point of view, and that's going to be some of the requirement. But I want to make sure first that everybody that has a team, they have somebody that's able to stream. And that will help too, because the mods can go on the streams and look and, you know, make sure shit is good also. So yes, you can stream your match. That's not a problem, but we want to make sure that everybody that signs up is able to stream their match, and it will be for everybody to do. Okay, I apologize for the ads, y'all. If I would have known that, I would have found the way to minimize them or turn them off as best as I can, but you know, this was real quick. Dante put this shit together. Okay, so both teams need to be in their respective voice channels when their matches started, leaving the voice channel during the game. So if your game is on the stream and you leave the voice channel for whatever reason, there are penalties and disqualifications for doing so, and this will be handled case by case. So, you know, for instance, cases, if you need to step away to use the bathroom, you can just mute yourself, step away, use the bathroom. But if you entirely leave the voice chat while your team is fighting on stream, there will be penalty points deducted. And I will send those to the captains. There will be, basically, it will start with a warning, then a point penalty, and then there are different tiers to the point penalty, and which will be either 2 points, 5 points, or a total disqualification for that matchup. Okay, so we want to make sure that we exemplify very good sportsmanship. That was the next thing. Moving on, we want to make sure that when we are playing, no teabagging, none of that shit. We want good sportsmanship. We want to have fun. So if you do so, if there's any unsportsmanlike behavior with this particular event, there will be deductions of points and penalties. Like I said, you guys, if you missed anything, I'm going to post it all on the YouTube channel as well. So it's Don Tizzle Gaming on YouTube. So if you guys aren't already subscribed, just subscribe, and all of this information will be put there, because you know Twitch only holds your shit for 14 days. That's all I'm going to say about sportsmanship. Okay. The next thing is picks and ban perks. Okay, I don't know. Shit, can I zoom in? Shit, you can't zoom in on this. Can y'all see that? Let me know if you can see that. Somebody in the chat, can y'all see this? It's probably hella small to read. I apologize. I ain't feel like this. This takes a lot of typing, a lot of putting shit together. So can you guys see this? Somebody in the chat, let me know that you can see. It's very small though. Well, on PC it looks fine. Okay, you can see it on PC. Okay, so let's go into talking about the perks and ban perks. I'm gonna turn the music off right here because I want to make sure y'all hear me very clearly. So let's pause this. So there are various perks that are totally banned from the tournament. They are just perks that are just totally banned. On the Survivor side, the ban perks are alert. And like I said, I'm going to send this information to the captains, and it'll be the captain's role to disperse it. Survivor perks that are banned: alert, auto did it, or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it. Blast Mine, Boil Over, Boom, Circle of Healing, Boom, Exponential, Boom, Shadow Step, Breakdown, Built to Last, Clairvoyance, Corrective Action, Fast Track, Kinship, Medal of Man, Objective of Exception, Overcome, Power Struggle, Resurgence, Soul Guard, Visual. Those are just some of those are mostly all of them, or some of them. As far as killer perks that are totally banned, Coup de Grace, Grim Embrace, Hex, Blood Favor, Hunter Grounds, Pentimento, Lethal Pursuer, Play with Your Food, Scorch Hook, Pain Resonance, Starstruck, and then there are a couple of combined perks that are banned. Totally banned from the event, meaning you cannot you cannot use them. In addition to the banned perks, if I have missed any, because as you guys know, there are over 200 perks in this game, pretty much you are not allowed to use any perks that allow you to see auras. So that's auras as far as pallets, vaults, windows, or seeing your team or the killer, or vice versa. The killer seeing other teams when they either hit gens, hook somebody. No aura reading perks are allowed, period. Okay? So be captains, circle, write that down in bold, circle that so that you can emphasize. And then I do advise you guys to have like a small little meeting within your teams so you can discuss how you guys are going to operate and stuff like that. Because we're going to pull tonight, we're going to pull the 14 killers for the pools. So you guys will already know for our first Monstrous Monday tournament, you'll know the 14 killers that are available to choose from. So you guys will be able to discuss, what you're going to do and stuff like that. So be mindful of that there are no aura reading perks allowed, period. Okay. I believe some of these are mostly like healing and aura speed, like shit like that, I think. So those things are not available throughout the entire tournament. Then when we get to particular killers in each pool, and I'll discuss that later because that's a part of it. I'll discuss that towards the end. There are particular perks that are banned for that killer. So for instance, we're going to discuss Huntress, for instance. With Monstrous, the individual perk that is banned is Iron Grasp. So with Huntress, no one can utilize Iron Grasp if you decide her to be your killer for your match. And then the particular add-ons that are not that you cannot use: Iridescent Head, Infantry Belt, and Leather Loop. Pretty much these are the ultra rare and the rare ones. So we don't want you using those magenta pink looking ones. And then I'm gonna go back and look and see, because I play Huntress, so I can look and see what these ones are. I play her heavy, so let me go on here and look really quickly. Loadout. Let me see what Iridescent Head is. Okay, yeah. So Iridescent Head is the ultra rare perk that you can't use. Infantry Belt. Infantry Belt is a purple perk that you can't use. So instead of this one adds 2 extra hatchets. So, and Leather Loop. Leather Loop. What is that? I ain't got Leather Loop. What's Leather Loop? Oh, yes, I do. That's the extra hatchet. So basically, it allows you to bring extra hatchets with you. Instead of 5, you can bring 6 or 7. So those particular add-ons are listed there on here that you cannot use, that are banned. And then they have the offerings. You have the choice on killer and survivor side if you would like to bring the particular required offering. There are offerings that are required, and pretty much these are basement. It allows you to put the hatch either in particular places. I think these are what those ones are. And then also with the particular killer on the survivor side, there are banned perks for the survivors in lieu of also the full banned list. So for instance, this one, Dead Hard, is a banned perk. Deliverance, Hope, Inner Healing, Self-Care. These are just some of them, and they will be all listed in the Discord. In the Discord. Okay, let me go and read some of the, let me see if anybody, let me see, I'm about to read for any questions. Teabag me, I'm gonna send you to God. Will on PC, it looks fine. Okay, that was earlier. Damn, all them perks, they want us basic. Yes, very basic, period. You got to use your real secrets. Those are perks that are banned because if their ors readings correct. Yes, most likely, yes. Yes, any aura reading ones you're not able to use. Okay. Anything else I missed? No, it doesn't look okay. Then on the survivor side, there are offerings that are required, and so you can choose if you want to use them or not. Okay. And then as far as the allowed items, as far as items are concerned for survivors, you are allowed only one main item, one item per survivor. So there cannot be survivors with 2 med kits. You can't have a team of 4 with 2 people with med kits and 2 people with the little 2 boxes. Okay, there's no stacking of items. So either your team need to have somebody with a med kit, a flashlight, a firecracker, and a tool belt or something. It has to be spread out. Okay, so there's no duplicates of items for survivors. And then there are some allowed combinations. So one rare flashlight like you see here, and then a common add-on is acceptable, and firecrackers are acceptable. Okay, so for each killer in the pool that you choose, each killer has their own set of banned perks. And so when you select your killer, you want to make sure you read that information and all of that as well. Okay. Is there any questions? I'm going to stop right here and ask that question. Is there any questions right now? Let me turn the music on while we sit and look at Don Tizzle, because we're halfway finished. Is there any questions? And again, if you need to go back and look at the video, you can always, like I said, go to YouTube. I'll put it on YouTube. Or you can go to... so every killer will have their own banned items. Correct. Every killer has certain perks they cannot bring as well, and every survivor has perks they cannot bring. Okay. Anyone else? Any other questions? So we're going to move on to lobby setup. Okay. So pretty much, I think, am I still in it? Yeah, I'm still in. So this is a custom game. Okay. So we will have set maps already lined out, and I will let you guys know what the map is once we get to that point. But each round will have designated maps. So for instance, if we're doing best of 3 or best of 2 killers, for instance, for round 1 with the first killer, there'll be a particular map, and then round 2 with the next set of killers will be another map, or whatever the case may be. So that's how we'll do that. Okay, so no brand new parts for the toolbox. I have a question. Can I play this on Xbox? Yes, I think it is. Is it on Xbox? It's crossplay. Yeah. And you can purchase it. I think on Xbox actually is free, I was hearing. I think it's free on Xbox. So how the rooms will be set up, or the lobby setup, is whoever the killer is the person that will set up the lobby for the match on stream. Okay, hold on. Let me make sure I went over everything, because I'm reading from a couple of things. Can 2 killers kill at the same time? No. Adam don't know the game much, so he learning the game. So maybe one of y'all can help Adam too with his questions. The process killer pool lobby. Okay, so let me go over the lobby. So after being pinged that your match is up by a moderator or myself, the killer will have 5 minutes to invite the staff into a cross-pay enabled lobby in order to complete a ping test, because we want to make sure I would love for everybody to be hardwired connected with this. Okay, but I know some people can't, and we're going to try it with this first one to see how it plays out. But you guys know, okay, Wolfie said wired, yes. So we're going to have it be a wired event. So you guys have to be wired, and we're going to do a test of the intranets. Supposedly you're supposed to be able to do this. So I'm going to try to do it later on, before I have you guys do it. And so what will happen is, before we start our first match, the killer will have 5 minutes to invite the staff into the lobby, crossplay enabled, to complete a ping test. We'll set up the match and make sure that the killer has their loadout successfully put up and ready for the match. And after the ping test is done, the survivors will then have 4 minutes to join the lobby and set up their loadouts and all of that other types of stuff. Okay, if there's any delay with setting up the loadouts or anything like that, there are penalties, and I'll send all of that to the captain in all of the penalties. So the ping test will go as follows. After being pinged by the staff, the team playing the killer has to invite the staff member to the lobby. No other players can be a part of the ping test. So this is to ensure smoothity of it. The designated killer is now to switch to survive, and the staff will load in as the killer. After the ping test, the staff member will disconnect from the game, and the lobby will be opened up pretty much for everyone. So this is more so for the killer, to make sure that the killer's ping is good. And then we can check the in-game ping if need be. Boop, 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 boop. Let me see. Anything else I need to talk about that? Nope. Nothing else about the lobby setup. Can the survivors kill the killer? No. The survivors have to escape from the killer. Any questions about the lobby setup? Any questions about the lobby setup? Let me know now. Any questions about the lobby setup? You said we got to play Scooby-Doo, damn it. All right. So let's move on to scoring. I think I have the scoring. What is in here? Okay. So the general rules and stuff is in the Discord. So you guys can always, like I said, go in the Discord to see the general rules. Okay, so let's talk about how the scoring process will work for the event. Okay, so the event is a point system. Hold on, let me read. I keep forgetting. I got a whole nother note thingy to read over. Let me make sure I ain't trying it. Okay, no. Okay, scoring. Scoring. So there is a point system. Did this not make full screen? Let me turn the music back on for y'all. Okay, because I just wanted to make sure I was clear with that. Okay. So the point system will work as follows, okay? On the killer side, there are 28 maximum points the killer can get in their first game. The 28 cumulative points equals 7 points per person. 7 times 4 is 28. So each survivor the killer kills, they're able to get a max of 7 points for each person that they kill. The first hook stage on a survivor is worth 3 points. So meaning that every person's first hook, they will get 3 points, the killer. Their second hook is 2 points, and then the death hook is another 2 points. As far as death is concerned, that can be anything from I think I want to do Maury's just to make it more fun. So I think I will allow either the yellow or green. Let me read the yellow and green Maury before I say yes on the offerings for the killer, because I want it, because it's Monstrous Monday, and you got to have this shit be extra, just a little bit. Kill all the stuff. So we ain't using the ultra rare Maury, so you can't use that one. Grants the ability to kill the last survivor by hand. Okay, you can use the yellow Maury. I will allow the yellow Maury if the killer does not want to do the offering. Let me see the green Maury. Grants the ability to kill one survivor who has reached the second hook. No, I don't want to do the green one. So you are able to use the yellow Maury. I will allow the yellow Maury. So you guys write that down. So we have to have all brown offerings? No. There are only certain offerings that are allowed, period. But I'm going to allow the yellow Maury to be an option if the killer does not want to utilize the specific offerings that are allowed. In the Leaf Lab, what's going on? And thank you, somebody just followed too. Thank you, Bombi, for the follow. Much love to you. Welcome to the fan crew. So no, there's particular offerings. There are only particular offerings for each killer. So you're only allowed certain offerings. So no, you can't bring any offering that you want. So the offerings are laid out on each killer that is selected for the pools. So going back to, for instance, let me go back to the Huntress one we discussed. So the required offering for the killer is blooded blue point or torn blue point. The required offerings for survivor with Huntress, for example, is annointed, annotated, blueprint, shroud of binding, Vigo shroud. So let me see what blooded blueprint, and I'm pretty sure these are like killers. These are like the hatch things, probably. Yeah. So anointed blueprint is tremendously increases the chances of spawning the hatch in the killer shack if the map has the killer shack. So that's the hatch, pretty much the end game. They get a choice with how the end game should go. So that's what that's about, okay? So no, only one person on each team can offer an offering. So if I'm the killer, for instance, I may want to bring the annotated blueprint as my offering. And then, you know, whatever the case. Only one of those specific offerings are allowed. Yes, survivors can talk to each other in the designated voice channel. So that was the purpose of the voice channels on the Discord. So like I used earlier, we had Team Wolf versus Team Wolf was team 1, Team Taz was team 2, for example. Wolf Princess's entire team that is playing for the night must be in that voice channel, and then Wolf Team Taz's team must be in this particular voice channel, and you must stay there the entire duration of your fight, of your match. So that is how the survivors will talk to each other. And if your team is the killer, your teammates can talk to you. So you can talk to your team. It's a team game as well. So your team can talk to you and help you, but like I said, they cannot be on my stream. You can stream your own stream, so it's best to have one person that's able to stream, even if it's another teammate. And I think I'm gonna allow that. So if that's the case, when we do your pool selection, when you choose your killer that you want for your pool, you will also be required to let me know whose Twitch channel will be live when I go live. Okay, so let's go back to the point system, because we got a little off track. So yes, okay, so that's the killer's point system. Okay, let's move to the survivor. So with the survivors, as we all know, the point of the survivor is to get at least 5 generators done, and then open the exit gate to get out, and you want all of the survivors to get out. Pretty much total possible points for survivor is 22. That is 5 times 2 is 10. And then 4 times 3 is 12. 10 plus 12 is 22. So those are the maximum points. So you get 2 points for each generator that is completed as the survivor team. Thereafter, each hook is presented in different points, extra points you can get based off of when you escape. Okay, let me move me out the way so y'all can see this part. Contingent on where you escape. So let's say, for instance, is we got Team Wolf, and on Team Wolf's team, and we're survivors: Wolf, Don Tizzle, Vanity, and Adam. Let's use us as an example, right? So let's say we finish all of our generators. So that's 10 points. But when we're trying to escape, let's say Don Tizzle wasn't hooked at all during the whole match. So when I escape, I get 3 points. Let's say Vanity only got hooked 1 time during the match. So Vanity will get 2 points if she escapes. Okay? Let's say Adam got hooked 1 time. Adam will get 1 point for his escape. So that's how it works. The 3-2-1 point system. You get 3 points if you're not hooked during your match against the killer. You get 2 points if you were only hooked once. And then if you're hooked twice, you get 1 point. If you die, you get no points. And this is per escape. So at the very end, however many hooks you have gotten when you have escaped. Okay? Oh, it's an ad. I'm sorry. What I need to repeat? Easy to follow? Okay. So that's how the point system works. Okay. So it won't be like, it won't really be like, we'll keep score with who wins. The killer is the score base. So 1, 1, 1, 2, as far as the count with the games. Because it's best of 1 out of the killer, best of 2 out of the killer, etc., etc. But as far as moving forward, the team with the most points moves forward in the bracket. So if somebody shuts a team out, they can get maximum 50 points. So that's the 28. If we're only doing basically best of 1, meaning 1 killer game on each. So each team gets to play killer, which is 2 games pretty much. So you can get points as the killer and then get points as a survivor, each playing the 1 killer, and they demolish them. For the match for the best of 1 killer is 50 points, for example, if somebody gets shut out. Okay, so that's how the point system works. The points will determine if you move forward in the next round. It's not the killer thingy. Okay, because you got to work as a survivor. The killer survivor game. So that's the point of it. So for best of 1, for instance, where each team plays killer once, you can shut somebody out with 50 points. Meaning you got the 28 points possible at when you play your team play killer, and your killer shut the other killers down pretty much as survivor on the opposing team. And so you got the max points for both. So that's kind of how you shut them out. Also, let me see. There's no difference between rehooking the survivor or the hook stage's progression over time. Meaning if you left out bleeding or whatever the case may be, there's no difference in the kills with the progression of the stages of the hooks. So if somebody leaves you on the ground and you bleed out and die, that's because, you know, that's based on the hooks that they have gotten. So hooking is the goal, to get the hooks. If you gotta leave somebody to bleed out in order to get other hooks, if they die and they bled out, the only thing that would count are the hooks that they have gotten as far as points. If they escape or whatever the case may be. So if somebody bleeds out and they die, the killer would get the points for that as a death, pretty much. Let me see. Is there anything else about the scoring? Lobby setup, we talked about that. We talked about perks, recording and restreaming. We talked about that. So we will be having someone on each team have to stream the match in order for us to make sure there ain't no stream sniping and shit like that. We discussed scoring. So let's move out to load out balances. So as I told you guys, there are a list of there are a list of basically banned perks and stuff. So there's an entire list of banned perks, period, meaning you can't use the perks at all. And then there are particular banned perks for each particular killer. Okay, so we talked about this kind of earlier, and this is what helps balance the game. So with the particular killer, they don't have an advantage, as well as the survivors don't have an advantage. So majority of the totally banned ones majority of them are the aura reading type of the aura reading ones, okay? And then with each killer that is put into the pool, there are particular perks that are banned for that killer. The killer has particular perks they can't use, and survivors have particular perks they cannot use as well. And this is to balance the game out. Again, each team is not allowed to stack items. So as a survivor, you can't bring 2 people with med kits, 2 people with flashlight. It has to be individualized. In addition to character selection with survivors, there can't be 2 Claudettes, there can't be 2 Victors, there can't be 2 Leons. There can only be 1 survivor per team. So you guys have to have your predetermined team. So basically, I'll get to the breakdown later, but each team member that's a survivor, you can't have duplicates of characters. Okay? Let me see. As far as perks, we do allow the let me go back to this one real quick. As far as perks or add-ons, I should say, you can do the purple perks. We do allow purple perks, but as far as add-ons are only the green, the yellow, and brown perks. But you cannot have 2 green perks together, 2 yellow perks. Like I got 2 yellow perks, I can't have 2 yellow. So I gotta have a yellow and a green. You can't stack on the add-ons, excuse me. You can't stack on the add-ons. So you only can have 1 green add-on, 1 yellow one, 1 green add-on, 1 brown one, for instance, 1 brown one, 1 yellow one, for instance, or you can just have 1 add-on, for instance, but you cannot stack the add-ons. Okay? You cannot stack the add-ons. In addition, when you're on hook as the survivor, I meant to mention this earlier. When you're on hook as the survivor and you can try to escape, you can't try to get off the hook yourself. A survivor has to come, another survivor has to come and get you off of the hook. You can't, I know there's a stage on there. See, I don't play Survivor at all for the most part, but I know there's a stage on there as a survivor. You can unhook yourself pretty much when you're on hook. Am I correct? Killer and survivor, correct. Venom, correct. Am I correct on that? There's a stage when survivors are hooked that the chance of getting unhooked is really, really low. Yeah, so deliverance is a banned perk. It's one of the banned perks, I think. But I'm talking about not deliverance as far as the perk. Is that what it's called? Yes, the first hook. Okay. So on the first hook, I know you can try to get yourself off, and it's like a 1% chance that you can get yourself off of the hook. But we are not doing that. So if you're hooked, you got a teammate has to get you off. You cannot unhook yourself off of the hook. I meant to say that too. Additional killer rules. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Some additional killer rules. Let me mute the music because we want to make sure we hear Don Tizzle. These are additional rules that are very, very important. As the killer, can you just kill them and not hook? Yeah, that's called slugging. So you can kill people and not hook them, but you typically do that at a particular part of the match if you're like behind and trying to slow the... There's multiple reasons to slug people. So you slug them if you're trying to slow the game down, like they're completing the gens too fast or something like that. So my question is, when everyone else is dead and you're the only one left and you get on first hook, I can get off myself? No. So I will get to that in a minute. But if you're the only one there, the purpose is to end the game. So either you have to find the hatch. If the gate is not open, you have to find the hatch, or you have to open the gate to get yourself out. So that's what the additional rules I was going to talk about. Whoever asked that. No, you don't get any points for slugging. Hooks, you get points for only the hooks. Hooks are the how you get the points. You can slug to try to slow the pace of the game down and get another hook off of another like injured survivor. So where a survivor, you got one person down and you slugging them, and you got another injured survivor out there and you want to slow it down. Let's say for instance they only got 2 more generators and you ain't got that many hooks. You know, you can slug one and try to get the hook off of the other one. Yes, you can do that. But what counts are the hooks, not the slugs. Okay, so let's move on to the other killer rules and survival rules. And again, I'm going to send all of this information to the captains prior to the end of this week. We talked about the killer lobby. So you guys remember, the killer is always the host of the match. So the killer will be the one to set up the map, get their stuff together, etc., etc. And then we want to make sure we do that test of the ping. As the killer, okay, this is very important. Other killer rules. Nope, if you're getting loot to the heavens, just leave that survivor alone. Yeah, if you're getting loot too bad, just move on to somebody else. That's the point. Additional killer rules. The first one, you may not block the pathway of a survivor for more than 10 seconds. The timer starts when the killer takes the position to block the pathway. Meaning if you get people in the basement, for instance, you cannot block all. Say for instance, you had like 2 people on hook or something. Let's say you had one person on hook in the basement. Another team member came downstairs to get them, and they both coming up the stairs at the same time. You can only block the pathways of the doors or exits for 10 seconds to slow them down. Okay? The timer starts when the killer takes that position to block the exit pathway. Okay? The timer ends when the killer leaves the position of the blocked pathway and allows the survivor to pass through that spot. Okay? A location with multiple entrances is not addressed with this rule. So, example, blocking the shack entrance for more than 10 seconds is allowed once the in-game collapse is active. This particular rule is no longer in effect. So, once the in-game comes and they're onto the exit gates, you can block entrances and shit like that. But as the game is going on, the killer will only have 10 seconds to be able to block entrances if need be, etc., etc. Those are the only additional killer rules. For Survivor, and this goes back to the person's question that asked about them being the last person. After the last generator has been completed, the survivors have to attempt to open the exit gates within 9 minutes. So a timer will begin when the exit gate alert goes off. Survivors will then only have 9 minutes to try to escape. If they don't escape within the 9 minutes, or a violation of this, meaning it takes 10, 11, 12 minutes to escape, there are penalties, and I will send that information to the captains. Okay, survivors, captains, write this down. Survivors are not allowed to open chest. If at any time a chest is fully open, there will be penalties. Using a key for a hatch escape also results in disqualification. So you cannot use, that's why I said you can't use any keys or any of extra shit to try to escape, pretty much. Okay? So again, after the alarm goes off, that the exit gates are, you can start the exit gates, and the last generator has been completed, survivors will have 9 minutes to escape. Again, survivors are not allowed to open any chest on the maps, okay? All survivors have to play a different character. Again, there can't be 2 Claudettes, there can't be 2 Leons, for example. Everyone must play a different character. There is point penalties for violating this rule. Again, survivors are not allowed to attempt to self-unhook, which they call a Kobe. Okay? The self-unhook is permitted if the perk deliverance is ready to be used. A successful self-unhook not with deliverance during the game results in disqualification. So if deliverance is deliverance a perk or an add-on for the survivor? Can y'all let me know that? Is deliverance a perk or an add-on? What you need me to, it's a perk. So if it's not banned for that particular killer, and one person, only one person can have the perk. So one person has deliverance, one person has spine chill. You can't duplicate perks either on characters. There can't be more than one perk on the screen, period, per person playing. Okay? So survivors can't, you can't have 2 people with the same perks, 2 people with the same add-ons, all that type of shit. Yes, everyone has to have one of everything. Going back to what I said, I think someone asked me to repeat because I was still talking about survivors. Again, once the last generator has been completed, survivors have 9 minutes to exit. Okay? Survivors are not allowed to open any chest. Okay? No chest can be opened on the map. You can't use a key to escape or any of that. All survivors have to play a different character. Survivors are not allowed to self-unhook Kobe, which we explained was the first thing, unless they have the deliverance perk and is ready. Okay? If you don't have the deliverance perk and you try to self-unhook, then there's a penalty right there for that. Okay. Let me see if there's any other rules that I highlighted with that. No. Ain't no other rules highlighted with that. Any questions? Let me get questions now. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead after I answer questions at this point. We're going to ask questions. I try to answer them. Make sure when you ask the question, use your channel points so the message will be bold. Use your channel points so the message will be bold so I can be able to know that you're asking a question. So let's ask any questions now before we begin the breakdown of the pools and me explaining the pools. Okay, this was a nice little, we'll probably be done in the next probably like 10-15 minutes, so it's not going to be long. So pretty basic setups and one of everything characters. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? I hope I'm the shit. I hope I'm the shit, Johnny. How do you sign up? So what you need to do is you need to find a team. So I know there are some captains in the community already that have team formulated. So either you can captain your own team or you need to find a team to play on. So that's how you sign up. What if you want to trade teams? You won't be able to. Once your roster has been submitted, your roster is locked for the entire tournament, which is 3 weeks long. You got your spot ready? Any other questions? Yeah, pretty much, basically, you're playing the game how the game is supposed to be played. So if you are hooked, a survivor has to come, or a teammate has to come and unhook you. So this is when you guys have to take into play that if somebody is hooked and you need to take a hit to get somebody off, you know, this is when strategy comes really in play as a survivor. So you guys got to really, really play strategically and play as a team. Okay, let me see. Okay, let you get your team together. Okay, if we sign up with the team now and want to add a person before the tournament starts, is that allowed? Yes, that is allowed. Once we start our quarterfinals, so once the first Monday is announced for the event to begin, and on that Monday, the roster is finalized at 5 p.m. on Monday once we begin. So you got to have any changes done before 5 p.m. And then once your team is selected, that's it. Those are the people that are on your team for the entire duration of the 3-week tournament. So if you win and keep moving forward, I advise you to have more than 4 people on your team, because some people won't be available every Monday. Some people may have contradictions with times, because you know a lot of you guys play Mortal Kombat too. So, and Mortal Kombat is going to be at Evo. So TOs, we're still putting on tournaments and stuff to keep people competitive and tournament ready. And so, you know, Mondays, they have events on Mondays. So some people may not be available when their match goes on stream. So you may have to put somebody else in or something. But you should have more than 4 people, but you need 4 people minimum to have a team. Okay, cool. I think I have 4 now, but I might be able to get a 5th. So I just want to make sure. Okay, no problem. All right. So with that being said, and you guys that are here, the captains, I know there's a couple of people that are captains. If you guys want to have a smaller meeting between us and talk for like 10 minutes, if you don't want to ask your question here or whatever, let me know and we can have a small captains meeting off stream as well. Y'all just let me know, because tonight is the night to ask all these questions, because this is the DBD night. So get all your questions now, or you can ask me on Twitter or, you know, Discord. Send me a private message or whatever, because my work schedule is crazy now. So Okay, so it looks like there's no more questions. So let's begin to discuss the pools. Okay, let's discuss the pools before we do our pool selection. Okay, on the Discord, this is to ensure the balance. Let me turn the music again, pause it, and we'll turn it back on when we do our little selection. So as I stated earlier, there's a killer pool for the tournament. Okay, and so the pool will consist of 14 killers. So out of the 30 killers that are currently in the game, only 14 killers will be able to be used for the tournament. This will change every tournament. So every tournament, we will randomize the pool and things of that nature. So I have a team kind of just 3 of us because 1 person can't. But can we still sign up? Because I'm sure we can. Yes, Blue. Wolfie. You can. Yes. Yes. Would be okay if we set up captain's meeting? Yes, we can have one, Venom. That is totally fine. I can have one after the stream. Okay. Okay, no problem. Okay. So basically the 14 killers will be split into 4 different pools. We have the gold pool, which will have 2 killers in it. We have the white pool, which will have 3 killers in it. We have the black pool, which will have 4 killers in it. And then we will have the red pool, which will have 5 killers in it. Okay? Each pool, we're gonna do the pool tonight for the killers. So 14 killers will be selected tonight, and we will randomize them and put them into their own respective pools. Okay. I've also included a tier list. So this is the tier list for the event. Okay. So y'all can look at the tier list. The tier list is already here. Have your own judgments. Have your own says. I don't give a fuck. I did this based off of research and not my own opinion because you guys know I'm still new to the game. Oh, ad. Let me know when y'all out the ad. Is everybody in the ad? I'm sorry. Y'all forgive me. I should turn the ad shit off. I'm sorry. My apologies. You said it's accurate? Okay, thank you. Yeah, I feel like it's accurate. So it's based off of research. So this is our tier list. So for instance, for Huntress, let's use Huntress as an example. And let's say Huntress is put into the gold slot, into the gold pool. In the gold pool, I will include all this information. So all of the band perks for that killer and things and all of the offerings and allow add-ons for that killer. Okay? That will be put there in the pool. Can the people in the channel Discord be able to choose the killer in grand finals? No. 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 Okay? So, we're going to do this, and I think, do y'all get the pool thing? Do y'all get how the pools work? So, basically, the pool is the separation of the 14 killers. So let's look at the bracket. So I can use this as an example. Okay. So this is how it would work. So let's say we broke it. No, we're going to actually do it. So let's go ahead and choose the pool. And then I can go into the bracket and then we could talk about the killer selection and then that'll be done for them. That'll be it. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and pull. We're going to go ahead. So all of the killers are here. I put them here. And so we're going to go ahead and do our first killer. And let's see. We're going to be random. Let's see. So I'm going to have Adam choose one of the colors. Gold, white, black, or red. I'm gonna let Adam choose the first pool because Adam is my #1 fan. I hate the clown killer. Oh damn! Adam said be right back. Wolfie. Okay, he chose black. So black consists of 4 killers. So first killer in black. So let me write these out. So black, gold, white, and red. So black group consists of 4 killers. Here's the first killer for pool black. These killers will determine who you can choose for your match. And we'll get into it more once I get there. Okay? First one in black. So we're going to go ahead and get black out the way. Black consists of 4 slots. First in black, clown. Next up in black. So that means clown will be a part of this tournament as a character selection. Huntress is on black. Shape is on black. Last selection for black. Woofy, give me a color. Gold, white, or red. The Executioner. Okay. So team black. So for the black pool, it will consist of clown, huntress, the shape, and the Executioner. Team for gold, pool gold. Pool gold consists of 2 slots. Here's the 2 slots. Slot number 1 for gold. We're doing the gold pool. Death Slinger. Second. Twins. Okay. Gold pool consists of 2 slots, and that's it. Neptune, give me a color. We only have white and red left. Not you, Adam. I said Neptune. Red. Okay. Red consists of 5 slots. Here we go. The Cannibal. Four more. Ghostface. So these are the killers that will be in our first tournament. All these ones that are popping up will be the ones for our first tournament. 3 more slots remaining for the red pool. Blight. Two more for the red pool. The Hag. Final for red. Trickster. All right, and then our final pool is the white pool. White pool consists of 3 slots, 3 more characters, 3 more killers. Here we go. Our final 3 killers for Monstrous Monday. Tournament number 1. That's the ring lady. Poor babies. The ring lady. The artist. Ooh, look like no nurse for y'all probably. Ooh, I know y'all like, please let it be the nurse. Please let it be Spirit. Please let it be. Here go the final killer. Killer number 14 is... So who is Night? I don't think this is... Who is Nightmare? I think that was an accident. I don't think that's a character. I think I typed that by accident. Is Nightmare a character? Damn, I must have been typing Freddy. Okay, well there it is, Freddy. That's Freddy. All right. So these are our 14 killers. We have in group pool black. We have Clown, Huntress, Shape, the Executioner. Team Gold, Death Slinker, Twins. Team Pool White, the Ring Girl, Artist, and Freddy or Nightmare. Freddy. And then in the red one, we got Cannibal, Ghostface, Blight, Hag, and Trickster. Okay? So those are the 14 characters for the tournament. The 14 killers, excuse me. Okay, so let's pause the music. So now that we have our pools together, let's go over how the killer selection works. Okay, so a couple days before, because I'm gonna give y'all can practice as a team, stuff like that. So a couple days before, so let's say on Friday. Okay, because we already know who's going to be in the tournament. So Fridays will be the day that you have to report to me your killer selection for your team. Okay. So on Fridays, you have to report your team, all the people that will be playing on your team. Captains, write this down. On Fridays, you have to report your team. So everybody's PSN for this for the to get the in-game lobby invites for DBD. Okay, your DBD friend request thingy to be invited to the lobbies. You have to get all of those for all of the people on your team. Okay, so you have to on Fridays, I need to get your team roster with the survivors that each of them will be using. So Don Tizzle, Leon, Wolf, Fang, Vanity, Claudette, for example. Okay. Then what will happen is on Friday, I will do pretty much, we're going to know who our 8 people are. So let's look at the bracket. Okay. We're going to know who our 8 people are. Okay. So for the first match, Team 1 and Team 8. Okay. For example, let's click this and make this bigger. Okay. So what I will do, each pool has their killers, right? You are only allowed to play that killer one time for the tournament. For example, let's say Team 1, because we're going to spin the wheel for the pools. So, for instance, we spin the wheel for the pools to determine what selection you get to choose for killer for Monday on Friday, right? So for Team 1, we spin it, and let's say they get the black pool. For Team 8, we spin it. Let's say they get the red pool. So Team 1, well, no, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. No, blank that out. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. For the first match, this is how it goes. For the first match, let's say for Team 1 and Team 8, we spin the wheel. Boom. Let's say they get black. Okay. Each team will choose their killer for their quarterfinal. They don't have to be the same killer. So, let's say Team 1, they choose Clown. Team 8 don't have to play, don't have to choose clown. They don't have to choose clown. Okay? They can choose any other killer within the black group. But just be mindful, let's say in the semifinals, you get black again. Okay, you get the black pool, and team 1 has chosen clown. That means in the semifinals, they can't play clown again. They have to play huntress, the shape, or the executioner. So you want to be mindful also of how you're going through the tournament, because you're only allowed to use that killer once. So your hope is the hope that your pool don't get chosen twice, pretty much back to back in a sense. Okay, and the pools, I will make sure that they don't get duped so that we can see different killers throughout the whole night. So for instance, when we roll and we say, all right, match number 1, because we're going to always start the bracket from top to bottom, and everybody will play on stream for this first tournament. So let's say we roll black for the first fight, the first match, and then we roll the red group for the second. So that means they choose their killer, so forth and so forth, whatever. We're going to be doing best of 2 killers for the quarterfinals, the best of 2. So if you get black, you got to let me know 2 killers. We're going to do 2 killers. So black, oh my, I keep mixing up my words. Mixing up my words like shit. We're going to do 2 killers, because I forgot we're doing the best of whatever. So for the quarterfinals, it'll be 2 killers. So team 1 would choose the killer, and then team 8 would choose the killer. And yes, you both will have to use the killers. I forgot because of how I had this one. How we're going to set it up once things grow, when we have a top 16 bracket, it'll be run totally different. So my apologies. I'm thinking of how the overall tournament. So with this tournament, you will be playing the same character each team, pretty much. So for instance, let's say team 1 and team 8 for the first one gets the black one. And as we know, in the black pool is clown, huntress, the shape, and the executioner. So let's say team 1 chooses clown and team 8 chooses huntress. Both teams will play with clown and huntress because it's best of 2 killers. So each team will play a clown. So team 1 will play a clown match. Team 8 will play a clown match. So they have a killer and a survivor. And then team 8 will play for each of theirs too. And I think it's I want to say it's first to 2 when we do it that way. The first one with the 2 wins as the killer, pretty much. So that it's kind of like a tiebreaker. And it'll make more sense when we actually play. So let's say, for instance, it's clown and huntress. Let's say team 1 wins with their clown, but team 8 loses with their clown. But team 1 wins with their huntress and team 8 loses with their example. You know, it's like a tiebreaker in a sense. Okay? So it'll make more sense once we actually start going. But the actual pool selection will happen on Friday for your designated fight on Monday. Your roster has to be submitted on Friday for your designated match on Monday. Okay? And so the bracket will be filled up with the actual 8 teams that'll be invited. And that's how it'll go. Okay, did I miss anything? Team selections. Let me see. Did I go over everything? Any other questions? I think that's all that we need to discuss at the moment for right now. I think that's everything. You get to choose who plays the killer on your roster. So you submit your roster. Right, to me on Friday. Then the people on the roster, you can choose whoever's on your roster to play the killer selected. So let's say team, let's go back to the bracket, right? So let's say team one. Let's say again, team one gets clown. Whoever on your team, on your roster that's good as clown should be the one to play clown, pretty much. No, it's not separate. Your team plays collectively as the killer and survivor. The person that plays killer don't have to play killer during the entire tournament. Anybody on your team can play the killer. The purpose is to have possibly your best killer for the killer chosen, because everybody's not good with every killer. So the purpose is to have whoever's the best. For instance, on your team with clown, that's who you want to play your clown for the tournament. And then whoever is the best survivors possibly against the clown should be the people who play as your survivors against the opposing team's clown. You get what I'm saying? So it's strategically within the team. Can the same, yes, the same person can play killer. Yes. So if you want that killer to play both of your, so for instance, if Don Tizzle was on Wolfie's team and they want Don Tizzle to play, let's say Clown and Huntress was selected for their first quarterfinal match, and they want Don Tizzle to be the killer for both, that is fine. Because some people are just good at killers and some people are good at survivors and some people are good at both. So that's why it's a team effort. So that's why you need to know your team and discuss within your teams their strengths, their weaknesses, play together, because how the tournament will go, it'll be nothing like how you typically would play. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah, I'm not playing in the tournament. I'm not playing because I'm gonna have to be doing a lot on the back end. So I'm not going to be playing at all. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. So what we're going to do, once I finish the captain's meeting, I'm gonna start sign-ups with the bot. Okay, only one person, particularly I want the captain, only the captain of the team needs to sign up for the tournament. Only one person. Your whole team does not need to sign up. Only one person, who is the captain, hopefully, needs to sign up for the tournament in the Discord. Okay, sign up will be under the tournament sign up, and I'm gonna start a bot, you know, the Apollo bot, just like I would with MK with the slots. Okay, I asked. Okay, so if there are people, any captains, if you have additional questions or anything like that, join me. If you have questions in the voice channel, Don Tizzle Be Gaming, join me in that channel. If there are captains that have additional questions that want to talk to me off stream or whatever, we can do that now. Okay, anything else? Because that is it for me. The tournament would take place in March, so I'm gonna have a date for y'all by the end of the week, a set date for the first tournament event. You got so many, but not about the tournament. I mean, what type of questions? You can come in there and ask the questions. So I'm going to go ahead and end stream, you guys. So like I said, if there's any questions, feel free to message me directly, because I'm not, my work schedule is very hectic now because I'm back coaching tennis for the high school. And so I won't always be able to get in these Discords. So message me, DM me directly on the Discord or on Twitter. You can message me. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you guys. And captains, if you have any questions, you can join the voice channel, Don Tizzle Gaming. I'm in there now, and I will wait in this room for 5 minutes. Okay, All right, you guys, have a good night. Much love.